Welcome back. I mean, for me, but I welcome everyone. So, did I miss something? I see we have like two more people. So, the option today is I'm going to unmute everyone just to allow everybody if they have a question. But during the session, I will just mute. I mean, you can mute yourself back. It will work for us. So, we will be switching the webinar to a meeting just to allow her to see all of us, because with the webinar option she cannot see us, just to make sure that all of us is doing the correct posture, the correct exercising. We'll be switching it to a meeting. So for that, I will send everybody that registered to this webinar today a notification so you all can register for the next one. Okay. I don't want you guys to miss on anything. So we'll be just switching it over by next
Great.
week.
Thanks, Shana.
Thank you.
So, Shana, do you want me to wait a few more minutes for people
Oh,
to jump on,
okay, we can wait. We
or
can
should
wait
we start?
until like 5 more minutes. It's fine.
Um, yeah, maybe a couple of minutes,
Okay,
and then people will just jump on and they can, join right in.
no problem. We can
Um,
do that.
okay. So, everyone, while we're waiting, this is chair yoga. My name's Jana. I'm the teacher. So, we're all in our own living spaces. So, you've already hopefully found a chair. I would suggest, and I have a chair at the ready. So, and Shana, are you going to, do they see me larger on the screen? Um,
I will stop the share in a few minutes.
Great. Okay.
Maybe they can see you the whole thing, just like that. I'll show you,
Okay, great. Thank you. Oh,
just like that.
good. Okay.
Hmm.
And I'll be large on the screen and they'll
Yes.
be, okay,
Hmm.
great. Thank you. Okay, so just to test out your chairs, okay, make sure that um, your chair is steady. If it's on a carpet, just wiggle your body back and forth a little bit to make sure that it's pretty secure. Also, lean back in your chair. I prefer that, I know we're in our living spaces and we have what we have. So we can adapt to pretty much everything, but make sure your chair doesn't give too much, or be aware if the back gives a lot, especially if you're in an office chair, if that's the only chair you have available. And if you're on wheels, also be acutely aware of that, because it's much better if we have a steady four legs to practice, sitting in. So just check that out. We're not going to use any props today. So just yourself and your chair. And yeah, Shana, I think we can begin. And then I'll just address people as they come on.
Okay. So welcome back and welcome everyone. My name is Shayna Jacques. I am the outreach manager for PSS Circle of Care. Today we're going to do a chair yoga with Jana. Jana is she's a seasoned certified Anusara yoga instructor who loves to work with older adults and explore with them the benefit of yoga practice for balance, strength, and human support. Today, yoga class is sponsored by 305 West End Living, is an independent living assistant, enhanced level of care, dedicated memory care floors, great cultural and recreational program, and it's really newly renovated luxury apartment. If you want any information about it, or if you have any question, you can just call 914-960-6830 or visit 305 West End all.com. Okay, so please, you can start now.
Okay, thanks, Shana. Okay, so we're all going to practice together today. Um, First of all, find your seat in your chair. So you've already checked out, that your chair is pretty sturdy, or if there are places where it won't support you, like the back or whatever. So let your arms come down by your sides, and this is what I do with all my students when we start. Just move your arms up and down as best you can to test your space. We're in our living rooms or our dining rooms or our bedrooms right now. So we want to make sure that we have enough room to move freely. So if I don't want you to whack your bookcase or upend a plant or push your cat off the table. So make sure you have scoped it out where your living space is. I'm going to come and sit on my chair. And then I would like you to reach one arm out to the side and the other, and your leg out to the same side. So out to the right, and make sure you have enough room as far as you can reach, and then bring your leg back in and test the other side. Stretching your left arm out, reaching with your left foot, and stretching as far as you can. Make sure you have enough room. Good. And then bending forward, make sure you're not going to, smash your head on a table, especially if your computer to view this webinar is resting on a table. Make sure you have a little bit of room, or if you don't, and it's entirely possible, this is New York, that you don't have the space in your apartment, just be aware that this is as far as you can safely go. Even if I go farther, you know to protect yourself. And then look behind you and reach behind you. So you have a little bit of room behind you. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. You'll notice that, so that you can see me, I'm pretty much against the wall, and you might be that way in your living space too. Great. So we're ready to start. We've tested our whole space 360. We know where we are. And now we're going to settle into our seat. So you'll notice I'm barefoot. We're going to be practicing every Tuesday for the month of June. And you may, over time, decide that you would like to feel your floor. You may already be in bare feet. And I always offer to my students, you can be in shoes, you can be in stocking feet, or you could be barefoot. I prefer bare feet, and I've got a hardwood floor, so I really can feel the floor. If you're on a soft or cushy surface like a carpet, you may enjoy that feeling in your feet. But whichever you prefer, it's all good. Let your hands rest on your lap. And you'll notice that the way I'm sitting, my feet are no more than hip distance apart. And I like to say sitting bone distance apart. That's the bottom of your tush. So we're going to scope ourselves out here in just a minute. But gently let your eyes close. And if closing your eyes is not something that you do comfortably, or you would rather not, that's okay. You can make your eyes heavy lidded and focus on a spot a few feet ahead of you on the floor or on the table in front of you. Notice when you close your eyes, outer stimulation or the draw of the outside goes away, and we can more easily pay attention to the flow of our breath. So notice your breath right now. Also notice if you have a tendency to want to fix yourself. Most of us do. Just let your breath be. Let yourself be. Feel the smooth draw of your inhale and the long release of your exhale. Maybe for you today, your breath is a little rocky. It's like on a bumpy road. It might be short. It might be shallow. We welcome our own breath, whatever it is today. And just feel the flow of breath in your own body. In my teaching, I have a quote that is my motto, and I give all respect to Arthur Ashe, who said this so many years ago. But it really is like an open door to yoga practice for everyone, regardless of where we are in our practice. And he said, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So wherever you are in your life or in your yoga journey, maybe you've never taken yoga before, it's all good. It's all okay. Welcome yourself to our practice, where we start where we are, wherever that is. We use what we have. And if you have an injury or some other compromise in your body, you're welcome to practice yoga with us. I can't see you today, but sometimes there's modifications that can help out. And then we do what we can. So along those lines, you do what you're able to do today, and you will definitely feel a benefit. Another motto that I have is that you are the boss of you. So I'll be demonstrating the poses today for you, where you can see the possibility. Please don't judge yourself and want to do a perfect picture. There is no perfect way to do a yoga pose, and you can't do it wrong. You can only do it the perfect way for you. So with those openings, in our practice, we're going to take a few more breaths. Eyes still closed. Feeling the natural flow of your breath. And then maybe at the ends of the breath, at the end of the inhale and the bottom of the exhale, see if you can extend your breath just a bit. Notice how your ribs open to accommodate that full breath, and how your exhales get a little longer. As you breathe in again, breathing in a little deeper, feel that nourishing uplift of an inhale. And as you exhale, feel the gentle release as your body returns to neutral. And now take a full breath into your body and a long breath out through an open mouth. Another full breath in. Long breath out through an open mouth. Slowly open your eyes. Okay, ready for practice. Let's wiggle our feet. So we're going to twinkle our toes a little bit. Move your toes around in your socks, in your shoes, in your bare foot, in your bare feet. And feel your foot on the floor. You might roll to the outer edge of the foot, roll to the inner edge, maybe one side to the other side. Just feeling the bottom of your foot, the sole of your foot. How many years have we walked on our feet and maybe never acknowledged them? In yoga, the foundation of yoga is definitely the breath. But in a physical sense, our foundation and our balance rests in the feet. So bring your feet a little closer together. I don't ever touch my feet together, very rare occasions. I like to leave them sitting bone distance apart so that there's plenty of room for an open hips, open pelvis. We're going to rise up on the half toe. So I'm going to show you from the side. I come up on the ball of my foot, and then I'm going to rock back and lift my toes, letting the toes lift and resting on my heels. So we're going to go back and forth from the ball of the foot to the heel. And just breathe as you're doing this. Notice how the energy and the activity even though we're using our feet, goes into the ankles, into the muscles of the low leg, into the sides of the legs, the shins, and you might even feel your quads and the back of your legs, the hamstrings getting a little bit of activity. Do what you can and what feels good to you. I'm going up quite high on the ball of my foot. You might lower your heels down a little more and make it a more gentle rocking back and forth. What we're doing is just waking up the low body. Really beautiful. Okay. Let your feet rest. Feel how the floor comes up to meet your feet and your feet meet the floor. This is a dynamic relationship. We use the feel of the floor to activate the legs, to feel the rebound of energy into the body. We feel a little bit of tone in the belly and the length through the low spine as we sit in our sit bones. So where the hell are the sit bones? And I apologize to anyone who has done lots of yoga. Again, I can't see you today, but I'm going to go over the basics. So if this is no news to you and you've heard it a million times, I'd like to invite you to use something in yoga we call beginner's mind, where you practice receiving it again in all its freshness. So the sit bones, where are they? We're going to lean from one side to the other, letting one butt cheek lift up and then the other lift up. And as you lift up one side of your body, you feel something in the bottom of your seat. That's the very bottom of your pelvis. This is where your legs come in, where all your lower organs rest. The pelvis is the juncture from the upper body to the lower body. So in a chair, we have the contact with the floor, and you can stop moving from side to side. But just feel those 2 points at the bottom of your seat. If you happen to be sitting in a really padded chair, it'll be harder to feel that. And another thing I always tell my students, if you can't visualize or feel what I'm suggesting or inviting you to feel, see if you can imagine it. Over time, our imagination builds a bridge to what is really there. So imagine at the bottom of your seat, you can feel 2 bones balancing equally into your chair, and let your seat get a little heavier. So we feel that activation in the lower body, and we're going to lower our arms. Now we're going to start doing a little bit of upper body work, but relying on the steadiness of the lower body. So begin shaking your hands out a little bit, letting your arms shake, like just moving them around a little bit. When I move my hands, see if you can notice your fingertips, the finger pads, the wrist, the elbow, all of these parts moving all the way up to the top of your arm bone. Where with this gentle movement, just like when we were moving our feet or moving our toes up and down, we felt movement in the body. As you move one part of your body, you feel activation and movement throughout. And this is the principle of yoga, that when we're doing yoga, especially chair yoga, we're moving, yes, we are moving our arms, but we're also supporting with our inner body, with our feet, and with our steady legs. So it's whole body movement, and the breath animates all that movement. So you feel the oneness of this beautiful miracle of a body that we're moving in yoga practice. And by using our breath and the awareness of movement in our body, we start to support our immune system. We start to support our breath, and we learn a little bit about our anatomy as well. So let's start with our arms down by our sides. Feel your feet in the floor. Press a little bit down through your feet from your sit bones. So imagine from your heavy seat, you could feel energy going all the way down to your feet. And we feel steady and solid. Keep that. As you inhale, your arms up over your head, and exhale, your arms out to the side and down. Remember, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. So wherever your range of motion is today, just be with that and let your body move. Breathing in and breathing out. And breathing in again and breathing out. See if you can't keep moving your arms, feeling that when your arms come all the way up here, you can lengthen your side bodies. That's where your ribs are. And rooting down into your feet helps you lift even higher. And exhale, down. Good. Again, inhale, arms reaching out and up. And exhale, open and down. Good. Shake your arms out. Okay, we're going to inhale and lift our shoulders. When you lift your shoulder girdle is front and back of your body. It's not just from up here. We want to resist pinching. This is what tightens our neck and makes us feel like we're in a too tight room. So we want to be broad right here in the collarbone. So everyone, place your hands here. These bones right here, first of all, in the center of your throat is a little depression. This is the place where the collarbones meet. So you can feel them. And for most of us, our collarbones are really close to the surface. So you can touch them all the way out to the top of your arm bones. We want to try to keep a spaciousness right here. So as you lift your shoulders up, see if you can keep this part open. This will open up the pectorals right over your chest, those muscles that protect us, protect our heart. I want to open them up a little bit and exhale, lower down. Inhale again. Feel how your ribs open up. The side body gets long. Exhale, coming down, looks good. Inhale, lifting your shoulders up. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, shoulders coming up. And exhale, shoulders down. Good. We're going to roll our shoulders forward, up, back, and around. As we roll our shoulders forward, up, back, and around, you may feel some tension right here in this big muscle. This is called the trapezius. If you've ever been to a gym, they call them traps. These big muscles carry a lot of our tension. We tend to hold in these muscles. So as you continue to do this, send your breath, the energetic flow of your breath, into your wide collarbones, opening that space behind you, breathing in big. Beautiful. Let your shoulders relax. So you may wonder why I'm not going to do the reverse, but I feel in our life today, especially with all the chaos and turmoil that's going on in our country, we tend to protect ourselves by drawing in. And you may find that lately we are protecting these subtle centers, these very sensitive, life-giving places in ourselves with stress or anxiety. So it's not only COVID, it's also the tragedy of, I won't go into great detail, but the struggle for social justice and how that affects us in such a deep way. So we don't need to encourage that forward movement. We want to really encourage the upper movement. We're going to do a little bit of that now. So I'd like you to bring your hands in front of you, fold your palms, and remember your heart center. So in yoga, the heart, when we talk about heart, we're talking about the center of the chest. We know the heart's in the left side of the body, but this part is heart center. And as we move that in a dynamic fashion, we become aware of presence in the body. So with your hands clasped, we're going to turn our palms inside out and then push them away from us, like you're stretching in the morning. And we want to move the heart back. So the heart's going to go back. And yes, I am contracting this front here, but I want to place the emphasis back here where the heart can rest between the shoulder blades. So as you breathe out, really move your heart into that space. And then inhale, we're going to come up and open the heart up and press the palms way up towards the ceiling. Good. Inhale again. Bring your hands in front of your heart center. Exhale, press away. Good. Inhale, we're going to come back to the heart center. And then exhale, press up. As you press up, imagine your heart could lift up as well as the inner palms. Inhale, come back to center. Good. Exhale, press the heart towards the back of your body. The back is where our subtle support is. So we want to feel the heart resting in the back plane. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, stretch up tall. Inhale, last one, coming back to center. Exhale, press away. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, lift the inner palms, stretching way up towards the ceiling. Good, release your arms. Exhale your arms out to the side and down. Beautiful. Okay, for just a moment, lift your arms up over your head. We're going to pretend we're reaching for like an apple or some delicious fruit that's on low-hanging branches of a tree that's just above us. So as you reach, make sure you root down through those sit bones as you're reaching. Lengthen your tailbone, which is right in the bottom of your spine. Get a little bit of length in the low body and feel the opening in the ribs. Breathe big as you stretch. Good. And then exhale, bring your hands down and let your hands rest on your lap. Take a deep breath in. Long breath out. You can always exhale through an open mouth. Another full breath in. Exhale, long, open mouth. So if you work at a desk, if you work with a computer, these kind of stretches, you can incorporate these particular movements of the body and opening the heart center will go a long way towards refreshing you if you feel kind of blah after a couple of hours of work at the computer. Whether we're employed or not employed, we all are spending more time on the computer lately, communicating with family, with friends. I teach a lot online right now. This is all good stuff, but you can always use these yoga practices to help support you during your day. They're things that can empower you to take care of yourself. Okay, now we're going to lift our arms out to the side. And palms facing down towards the ceiling, towards the floor, sorry. As you flip your palms up, feel how the upper body opens. We all can feel this. We can feel an expansion around the heart center. Feel that opening in yourself. Keep that as you touch your shoulders. If you can, some of us, shoulders are compromised. You may have to lower your elbows. Lowering the elbows decreases the emphasis on the shoulder joint. If you lift your elbows, you get a little more action. So you find a range that works for you. And we'll be moving our elbows forward and around. Keep your collarbones, remember that landmark, the landmark of the collarbones, keep them wide. Breathe fully. Feel the elongation in the throat. Good. And then pause, go backwards, opening the elbows around, sitting into your sit bones. Feel your feet. Always reestablish your foundation. Good. Beautiful. Lower your arms. Lovely. Okay. Inhale again. Lift your arms up. Palms facing down. Exhale. We open our palms up towards the ceiling. Feeling the heart center lift, almost like you have an eye right here in your heart center. And that is what's lifting. So we feel empowered and open. The breath feels free. Bring your hands towards the center and grab your wrists. If grabbing wrists is not comfortable or not possible, you can always grab your fingers, like hook your fingers. You could lace your hands together. All those options are available. You could even bring your hands, your palms to rest on your elbows, whatever works for you. Those of you who are grabbing your wrists, give a little pull. As you pull, you'll feel a little activation. Remember when we did this action in the feet and how it energized the legs? This little bit of isometric engagement allows the arms to tone. When we practice yoga, we engage the full awareness of the body. Everybody participates. Our body's like a community. Every part is functioning together for the whole. So here we go, starting on our where we are. We're going to breathe in, sit into your sit bones, feel your feet. We're going to exhale and look over towards the right just a little. Test it out first. Those of you with low back issues, you won't want to go so far. So everybody just do a mild twist first. Inhaling, coming back to center. Exhale, we're going to twist just a little bit over to the left. And when you twist, notice how your ribs are moving a little bit. So not only are my arms moving, but my whole upper body is twisting in my pelvis. The spine is twisting. And inhale, come back to center. That looks great. Exhale, over towards the right. Maybe this time you can go a little further. But see if you can resist pulling on yourself. It's big temptation to want to pull your arms over and make yourself twist, or look over your shoulder and make yourself twist. We'd like the twist to be right inside the body, right at the level of the spine. This is really great for all your organs. It's very energizing for the internal organs in the body. So here we are over at the side. We're going to inhale, press into your feet, come to center. Exhale, twist again, this time maybe a little further. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, over to the left. And inhale, back to center. Good. Lower your arms down. Great. That's a lot of upper body work. Shake your arms out. You can move your arms around a little bit. You can move your legs. We're going to focus on the feet now for a little bit. But before we do, we're going to do one movement, energizing the feet and the legs. And you'll recognize this from the very first few minutes of class. We're going to open the right foot out to the side and place it down on the floor. And I think you can see my foot where my toes are pointed straight ahead. So I'm not leaning on my foot. I'm not pointing my foot. I am flat-footed on the floor where I can feel the bottom of my foot planted on the floor. In other yoga classes this month, again, we're meeting every Tuesday, we're going to explore more of the foot and how contact with the foot on the floor can influence and support the muscles of the legs, the hip, the side body, the shoulder, even the head. We're all connected in that way. We're going to open our right arm out to the side, palm facing up, and we're going to look at our right hand. So that's all on one breath in, okay? And then exhale, it comes back into center. We're going to inhale, open towards the left, looking out. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, foot comes down, feel both feet. Reach a little bit into your hand. Imagine you could radiate light out through your fingertips beyond what you can see. Inhale, come back in. Breathing in. Left hand, left foot. Exhale, coming back. And one more time. Inhale, right side. Is your foot flat? Make sure your foot's flat on the floor. Inhale, bring it in. And breathing out, open out to the outside and bring it back in. Feet rest on the floor. Good. Okay. Everybody lift your arms forward. We're going to bring our arms up over our head. And then exhale your hands down to your knees. We're going to do a forward fold. So we always start where we are and do what we can. And I'm going to demonstrate stage 1. Okay, so I always like to tell my students, we always want to be safe in yoga practice. So if you have high blood pressure or a heart condition and your doctor's told you your heart shouldn't go below your head shouldn't go below your heart, you'll want to do this version. So we're going to lean forward like we did at the beginning of class. But this leaning forward is not leaning with the chin like so many of us like to do. But in fact, I feel it's a very normal way we want to do our best. But let your chin be at conversation height and keep it there as you fold forward. Let your sit bones, remember those 2 bones at the bottom of your pelvis, root down to the chair and let your tailbone elongate. As your tailbone gets long, your tailbone is right between your sit bones. It's the end of your spine. As you let that lengthen back behind you, you'll feel a little bit of lengthening. And reach through the crown of your head forward to the front of the room. And then press into your knees, come all the way up. So this action is almost like you're pulling on 2 ends of a string. So in a very gentle way, we start to counteract the effects of all this sitting, where we sit on the couch, we're in a recliner, we're watching TV, we're relaxing. So we want to be able to elongate the spine without jerking on ourselves. So a forward bend is really beneficial. Hands on your knees, breathe in, lengthen your tailbone, feel your sit bones. Exhale, folding forward from the hip crease. So not from up here. We're not rounding the back this way to lean forward. We are leaning forward with a long spine. I'm hoping you can see the difference in my body. Okay, and then press into your knees, inhaling, coming all the way back up. Let's do a couple more. Inhale, sweep your arms forward all the way up over your head. Exhale, hands come down. Softly touch your knees. Inhale, stretch forward. Exhale, press into your knees, come all the way up. Stretch your arms forward, breathe in. Remember reaching for those apples. Exhale, hands come down, touch your knees. Folding forward. As you fold forward, feel your sit bones moving back a little bit. We'll go into this action a lot going forward, but for today, just feel a little deepening in your hip crease, right where the legs come in to your body. And your hands are on your knees. Press down into your knees, come all the way up. When we do a forward bend this way, we're protecting the low back because our hands are always on our body. Even as we go into a forward bend, which we're going to do right now, going a little further, we always keep our hands on our legs. So, and we grab a hold when we're ready to stop. And then as we come back up, our hands come up to your knees, press into your knees, come all the way up. So you can see we're always supporting the low back. We don't just free fall down to the floor because that could cause, some problems for us further down the line. So let's go a little farther. This time, if you can go down just below the knees. And notice where my hands are. They're pressing against the front of my leg. So that's what we're going to do now. Inhale, stretch your arms forward. Reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, bring your hands down. Touch your knees. We're going to slide halfway down. My hands are on my shins. Pull your heels back energetically so they're not going anywhere, but you feel your heels get heavy. And I guarantee you'll feel a little bone in the front of your legs. This is your shin bone. Now bring your hands up to your knees, press into your knees, come all the way up. One more time. Stretch your arms forward, breathe in. Arms reach way up over your head. Exhale, hands come down, touch your knees. Slide halfway down, touching your shins. Drag the energy energetically back towards your heels. Feel your shins activate. Inhale, bring your hands up towards your knees, and exhale, coming all the way up. Beautiful. Let your hands rest on your lap. Close your eyes for just a moment and savor your breath. Savor the movement of energy in your body. Feel the spaciousness inside. Chair yoga poses, just like in yoga on the floor. Every pose, the word for them in Sanskrit is asana. And asana practice takes into account the movement intelligence in the body. That physical movement creates a deeper awareness of deeper layers of our own self. That's why as we practice yoga, some days we have deep insights, or we feel that we've released something that has been bothering us just from practicing yoga. And after class today, you may feel that your breath is fuller and more supported in your body. And that awareness brings joy, brings a lightness to you that you didn't know you had, that kind of uncovered it for you. All of these feelings are what lives in us. It's possible to access them at any time. And we use the asana practice to support ourselves, not only with breath awareness and immune support, but also support our well-being, our feelings of self-worth, self-empowerment, our feelings of our own intrinsic goodness. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Another full breath in. And a long breath out. Okay. Putting it all together. We're going to move into a couple of poses, few series. So remember that movement. We've already gone there. We're going to open out the right leg out to the side. This time we're going to place your hands on your hips. So imagine, I always like to tell the joke because I'm old enough and I do have grown children, of putting on a pair of mom jeans. So they end right at your waist, your natural waist. And you may have a belt right at your natural waist. So that's where your hands go. We're going to push down into the pelvis. Feel how as you push down, you feel your sit bones a little more prominently in the chair. And maybe your feet feel a little heavier too. Draw the energy up from your heavy feet. Feel the lift all the way up through your spine, up through the crown of your head. And we're going to open our left arm out to the side and reach, just like we did at the beginning of class. This is gate pose, Parigrassana. We're going to breathe in, big breath in. Then as you exhale, let your arm come across your body, nice big arc like a rainbow, all the way down to your opposite knee. Big breath in, inhale, open, expand the heart. Remember those collarbones, opening them up. Exhale, coming all the way around. Let your heart expand to the back body. Inhaling, open, breathe big. Exhale, come around, and inhale. Open big, breathe, spacious, opening, exhale. Come across and touch your knee. Last one, inhale. Open, feel your own power in this pose. And then exhale, as you come down, bring your hand down to your knee and your foot and other arm back. Other side. Let's go to the right leg. Right leg opens out to the side. Hands come on your hips. Again, finding that place, that natural waistline. We're going to press down. Feel the power in your sit bones to anchor into your chair. And that reverberates down, almost from your core. The energy reverberates down. And then it rises again and comes all the way through the crown of your head. We're going to open the right arm this time. Take a full breath in. Exhale, big sweeping movement all the way across your body to your knee. Inhale, open your arm, stretch it out, open to the side. Exhale, coming across your body, let it come all the way to your knee. Inhale, full breath in, breathing big and opening. Exhale, come across your body, touching your knee. Inhale, sweep big and open. It's just like a big barn gate opening and closing. Exhale, breathing out, coming across your body. Inhale, opening, stretching, lengthening. Last one. Exhale, all the way down to your knee. Inhale, stretching forward, reaching and opening. Stretch big, one last breath. Exhale, bring your hands and knees and feet together. Really beautiful, you guys. That was great. Okay, we're going to do something similar with the lower body. And those of you that have done yoga on the floor, you can appreciate this. Most of the standing poses use this particular lower body foundation. So we're going to stretch out the right leg. And your left foot, last pose, we had the foot pointing straight ahead. This time we're going to turn it out just a bit. Now this is according to you and your body, whatever you're comfortable. I can pretty much straighten my right leg, but you may need your knee bent quite a bit more to be comfortable. So don't worry. Remember, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. Feel free to modify according to you. We're going to open our arms this time out to the side, and then allow your palms to face down towards the floor. We're going to take a deep breath in, lengthening the side bodies, and then exhale, look over your left fingertips. And there we are, yoga pose. This is Virabhadrasana 2, one of the most powerful yet simple of all yoga poses. Feel your feet, feel your legs. You might feel your belly tone. Remember the tailbone lengthening and the heart light as air, lifting up to the crown of the head. Now, drop your back arm on your back leg. The front palm flips up towards the ceiling. Reach it up high to the sky. Stretch tall. This is Exalted Warrior. What a beautiful name for a pose that is so powerful. And then exhale. We're going to do a little flow. So we come down and we feel ourselves in Virabhadrasana 2 again. Feel both your sit bones in your chair. Drop the back arm, lift the front arm. Exalted Warrior. And then exhale, lower your hands down. Virabhadrasana 2. Beautiful. Okay, bring your hands and feet together. Back to our center, neutral position. Okay, here we go for the other side. So left foot is going to open out. The sole of the foot is on the floor, so pay attention to that, and the toes are pointing straight ahead towards the front of your viewpoint, towards the front of your body. Now the right foot is going to turn out a little bit here, and it's to your degree, so you're comfortable. Arms open out to the side. Palms, let's place our palms up to start. Feel a lightness in the upper body. So we build a strong foundation in the lower body so that the upper body can be expressive and light-filled. So you could imagine that your upper body is moving up away from your steady lower body. Flip your palms to the floor and look over your right palm this time. This is Virabhadrasana 2 the other way. Feel your own strength. Every yoga pose draws on deep inner experience. So feel your own strength here. Drop your back arm, lift the front arm, Exalted Warrior. Exhale, bring your arms back, Virabhadrasana 2. Exhale, reach up high to the sky, flip your palm, let your side ribs elongate. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 2. One more. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Expansive, light-filled, steady. Exhale down to Virabhadrasana 2. And then let's bring our arms and our legs back in again. Beautiful. Okay. So remember when at the beginning of class, I asked you to be extra careful with the back of your chair. We're going to do a final pose that allows us to lean back a little bit. If your chair feels like, you could tilt the whole chair over and fall on your head, when we do this pose, you'll stay with your arms over your head. For the rest of us, if you feel your chair is steady, root down through your feet. Lengthen your tailbone. This is very gentle pose, but very heart opening. We're going to inhale, stretch your arms forward. As your arms reach up over your head, lean back a little bit into the support of the back of your chair. But lengthen your tailbone now a lot till you feel your belly lift a little, and then lift your heart and let your arms come back behind you just a bit. Half an inch is almost too much. And then exhale, come back up to center and lower your hands down to your knees. This is a chair version of Setu Bandhasana, of supported bridge. So here we go again. One more. Stretch your arms forward, breathing in. Nice full breath. Feel your side bodies lengthening. Sit into your sit bones, tailbone long. Lean back a little bit, lifting the heart a little more. Remember those collarbones nice and broad. Let the heart open as you bring your arms just a little bit behind yourself. And then exhale, let your arms come forward and all the way down. Beautiful. Okay, everyone, move your arms around, move your body around a little bit. Stretch your legs out a little bit away from you in your chair so you're comfortable. Now, up until now, we've been really pressing our feet into the floor and feeling the heaviness and the steadiness of our legs. Now we're moving into our final pose, which is called Shavasana. So for Shavasana, we want to relax. We want to let the body go. So lean against your chair if you can. Even those of you whose chair might have a little give, lean into that give a little bit. Feel how it's comforting. Feet can be relaxed. Your legs can open a little bit. Just let them go. Hands rest on your lap. And we're going to do a yoga mudra, touching the thumb and index finger together. This looks like the OK sign. I think you might be able to see it on your screen. This is called Chin Mudra. It's a mudra of fearlessness, and it also seals the energy in the body. So today, we want to ground ourselves. So let your palms in this position come down on your thighs. And let your eyelids, heavy, perhaps close entirely. And turn towards your breath. See if you can let go of your body. So any holding or gripping you have in your physical body, see if you can send breath there and let it soothe and open that part of you. Just let it go. Notice how your breath can soften you on the inside as well, where your inner body becomes very relaxed. Your thoughts become a little slower, and perhaps you lose interest in your thoughts. They're not as sticky as they usually are, so that you can go deeper. We move to a place beneath thought, like diving below the waves on the surface of the water, to that still space below, where we can swim in our own peacefulness. The sensation of the inner self is of peace. We can find this in our hearts. We can convey this through our inner state. We can convey it to others without a word. We can radiate it into the world. Now take a deep breath into your body and a long breath out. Another deep breath in. Long, slow exhale out. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. And breathe out long. Bring your hands together over your heart. You could put your palms together in Anjali Mudra, which looks like a prayer position, or you could place your hands flat over your heart center, whichever feels good to you. And to finish our practice in our own little living spaces, we'll sound the primordial sound Om by taking a deep breath in. Om. And then let your head come down towards your gentle heart. We acknowledge the light within by saying the words Namaste. So say it with me, Namaste. And then we open our eyes, and we can't see each other today. Next time we can. You can see me. But I can visualize all of you. And we acknowledge the light in each other's heart. And we say the words to each other, Namaste, Namaste.